He'd have a great time. He enjoyed going out on the patio, which I don't think he gets to do that often, and not just because of the weather, but before the weather changed. So this particular day was a Saturday, unannounced. We showed up as usual. Coming into the facility, everything looks like normal. I entered the hallway of Station 4 where my father is located. And I immediately became alarmed before I got to his room because the hallway and the visual did not look right. There were 3 to 4 staff members standing in the hallway having private conversations. And I'll tell you why that's important in this moment. Not only were they standing in the hallway having private conversations, there were food containers that held the food for the patient's lunch in the hallway. They had not been served yet. Remember, these people were standing in the hallway. The patients are waiting for them to be fed. That was the beginning of the nightmare. I then proceeded to, I didn't say anything to anyone. I entered my father's room. He's 80 years old. He has bad hip, 2 bad legs. His hands and feet are both inverted. He cannot care for himself. Hence being here. He was in a position in the bed to his left. His knee
Sorry, Stan. Thank you, man.
His knee was wedged between bed and wall. His head towards the floor. His legs were crossed over the position because they can't get uncross them, so they were put out the bed. And remember, these people were standing in the hallway. So I left the room. My wife and my daughter stayed in the room. I went in the hallway, and my first emotion was anger. I contained myself, and I approached the staff, and I asked them, I said, when is the last time someone just went into the room to check my father? The 2 I approached initially said they didn't know. And then went to the counter of Station 4, and I asked them, when was the last time somebody went and saw my father? Well, the person who was there on rotation, not a regular staff, informed me that she had indeed seen him several hours before I got there. Remember the time lapse, several hours. So between the several hours I got there and she had seen him, no one had been back in the room. The station and his room is about 5 feet apart. It would have taken a brief moment to go around the corner to look into the room. And see that he was in dire need of assistance. That didn't happen. So, then me being the problem solver I am, going outside, taking a few deep breaths and calming down, so I didn't want to create a scene or an incident. I asked to speak to the head nurse. Head nurse approached me and explained my concerns. She then proceeded to take me down to the directive nurse that I expressed my concerns. And after this conversation, they assured me that this would never occur again. I was okay with that, for that moment. Relieved knowing that now they understand that situation that occurred. Alleviating my concerns by saying it wouldn't happen again, I left it at that. However, several weeks had passed after that. I visit weekly, sometimes once a week, sometimes twice a week. Sometime after that, the care that they given him after our conversation began to get better, but then began to subside all over again. I'd enter the room, bad position. He can't move himself. He can't move his hands. He can't move his feet. No one was going in the room. Now I'm going to segue into what I've heard here today. They are severely, and that's a limited word, understaffed. At my father's station, they need more help than any place in the building. But when they're short-staffed, they take away from Station 4 to cover the other stations, leaving them very short. So you may have 2 staff members looking over care for 15 to 20 people or more, and they are overwhelmed. I see in their faces, they are very tired. On the days that I do come, the nurses, the attendants that care to him, I recognize them. There's 2 in general who do an extremely over the top and a broad job. They go all out. My father is clean, his clothes are clean, he's out of the bed, he's in a chair, they take care of him. When I don't see them on the floor, before I get to his room, I know there's gonna be a problem. That's what that rotating staff gets you. You don't have consistency. You don't have empathy, you don't have compassion, because the people are there, they know they're there temporarily, so why do I have to commit myself to a job that I'm only gonna be here for 8 hours for? I don't have to be accountable. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. I'm gonna get paid from 8 to whatever time I leave, and that's all I have to do. And on top of that, and segueing into that, accountability. I've heard people talk about money here today. Extremely important. Pay, extremely important. Days off, extremely important. Let's do the math. I'm going to just underestimate, say they have 100 rooms. I'll tell you what I co-pay for my father monthly, $1,700. That's not part of the money they get from the state or the government or whoever else. Let's just multiply 1,700 by those 100 people. If you do that math, no one should be underpaid. Not only that, the van they spoke of earlier, it's a death trap. It has to be over 30 years old. Dire repairs are needed. There's going to be an accident. It's almost definite. Somebody's going to get hurt. That is not a transport van. That is not a van you have for senior citizens to transport them any distance. It is a joke. And someone's going to get hurt. Maintenance, tremendous. I see them work hard. I see a member of the staff here, and she is one of the best people I talk to every time I go. She's a wonderful lady. And I'm looking at you. She is flying around there. Every time I come in, going 90 north, covering every base she can. They have good staff members. They have good people. What I see is a break of structure and culture within the community of that center. Everyone is in a divide, kind of like our country right now. No one is on the same page because no one feels consistency within the building or the organization. We're only temporary. So if you have whatever staff accounts you have for whatever number, if I feel that I'm not going to be here next week or tomorrow, I'm not bringing that I'm going to work hard attitude. I may not even want to be here tomorrow. I may tell my friends, you know what, you can go work over there. It's real easy. You don't have to do very much. You go to that building and you look at a couple of people and then you can go stand in the hallway and get on your phone. I saw the texting too. So I'm going to close it with this. Above all, each and every last one of us someday is going to need the care of someone. It's definite. We can't avoid that. Age will take its toll on all of us. So why are we in this room today? My hope is it's not just conversation. Please, for those of you who can, do something. Don't let this be conversation. Don't let this be a lip service. Don't let this have to be something you didn't want to do on a Sunday afternoon. I'm not holding you all accountable. I'm looking at you because I'm looking at faces who came here today because you want to hear what the problem is, and I'm sure that you have an idea of what needs to be done, and I'm hoping that you will. Not for me. I'm a little emotional. But for the people over there. Not just my father. It's a lot of people over there that need better care. They don't get a paycheck. They don't get to go outside or go another place. They don't get to leave that venue. That is their reality. So please, whoever has the authority, reach out to them. If it's you, reach out, do something. We all in this country have a habit of getting together, of shaking each other's hands, of greeting each other, having a meaningful conversation, but that's all it was. If that's what our society is, because society has become, it's a sad state of affairs. Because if I make you a promise today, you can be sure I'm going to take every tomorrow. Because that's who I am. I also have education. I have a bachelor's in business management. I have a master's in education. And when I go to the classroom with my students, they all want to come to school. Because they know I'm not just there for a paycheck. Because when they leave my classroom, they'll know what they mean to the world and what the world means to them, and they're rolling. the people over there need to know what their role is. And right now, it's not being appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you very much, citizens, for